What if I told you that in just 90 days, you could radically transform your life? Not someday. Not when the timing is right. 90 days. From today. That's it. Because here's the truth. 90 days is not just time passing. It's enough time to break cycles, build new ones, and rewrite the story of who you are becoming. So here's the plan. 6 bold moves. 6 decisions that will change everything. What if you woke up tomorrow with no distractions, no opinions, no voices telling you what you should or shouldn't do? Imagine, just for a moment, how loud your own voice would sound if you gave it space. That is the beginning of ruthless clarity. Too many of us are living lives designed by someone else. Parents, friends, bosses, even strangers on the internet. We wear masks. We chase goals that don't belong to us. And then we wonder why fulfillment feels like it's always just out of reach. Ruthless clarity is about stripping away all of that noise until only your truth remains. It's uncomfortable, it's raw, and it's necessary. Clarity is not about knowing every detail of your life. It's about deciding the direction of your compass. When you're unclear, every opportunity feels urgent, every distraction feels important, and every opinion weighs on you like stone. But when you gain ruthless clarity, you stop asking for permission to exist. You move with certainty. You start to feel a power in your bones that says, I know where I'm going, and nothing can knock me off track. The people around you will notice it too. They'll sense that shift, because clarity has a frequency. And when you stand in it, you radiate. The problem is, most of us don't slow down long enough to hear ourselves. We fill our days with noise, scrolling, comparing, consuming, until our inner voice gets drowned out. That's why these 90 days matter. This isn't just about setting goals. It's about creating silence long enough to hear what you really want. It might scare you, because when you finally see your truth, you can't unsee it. You can't unknow what you know. And that's the point. Clarity doesn't just give you answers. It gives you responsibility. You have to choose, will you honor what you see, or will you turn away because it's inconvenient? Here's the exercise I want you to commit to. Take out a notebook and write down, in unapologetic detail, who you want to be. Not who you think you can be, not who others say you should be, but who you know deep down you are capable of becoming. What does that person's day look like? How do they feel when they wake up? What do they give their time, their love, their energy to? If the picture doesn't light you up, tear it apart and start again. Because ruthless clarity has no space for lukewarm dreams. If it doesn't ignite you, it doesn't belong. And here's the beauty: once you see it, every decision becomes easier. Should you take that job? Does it align with the vision you wrote down? If not, the answer is no. Should you stay in that relationship? Does it pull you closer to your highest self, or drag you away from it? If it doesn't align, the answer is no. Clarity is a filter. It keeps you from pouring your energy into things that look shiny, but lead you nowhere. Without clarity, you end up busy, but never fulfilled. With it, even the smallest step feels powerful, because you know it's moving you toward the life you actually want. So, don't be afraid of the truth that clarity reveals. Let it shock you, let it challenge you. Let it demand more from you than you thought you could give. That's what these 90 days are for. To stop living blind and start living awake. Because when you get ruthlessly clear about who you are and what you want, you stop surviving and start creating. And creation is where fulfillment lives. This is your beginning. This is where the noise ends and your vision takes over. For the next 90 days, Make a vow, no more lies, no more pretending, no more chasing what doesn't belong to you. Only clarity, only truth, only the future you were born to claim. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the bridge between the life you have and the life you crave. People misunderstand it, they run from it, they treat it like a cage. But here's the truth. Discipline is freedom in disguise. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from procrastination. Freedom from regret. When you live without discipline, you drift. You're tossed around by circumstances, by moods, by whatever life throws at you. But when you lock in discipline, you take the wheel. You create structure that supports your future instead of sabotaging it. And that's where your power begins. Think about it. Every great transformation you admire, every story that inspires you, is built on discipline. Athletes don't show up at the top of their game by accident. Artists don't create masterpieces because they felt like it. Leaders don't rise because of luck. They rise because they do what needs to be done, whether it feels easy or not. Discipline is not about talent, it's about consistency. And consistency wins every single time. You may not be the fastest, the smartest, or the most experienced. But if you are disciplined, you will outlast, outwork, and outshine. The next 90 days are your training ground. Forget about motivation, it's fickle. Motivation will desert you the second things get hard. Discipline, on the other hand, is loyal. It doesn't rely on moods. It's a decision, a non-negotiable pact with yourself. That means creating rituals that anchor your day. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier to plan your goals. Maybe it's committing to exercise, even when your body says no. Maybe it's carving out time to read, to learn, to grow, when Netflix is screaming your name. Discipline doesn't care about comfort. It cares about progress. And progress doesn't happen in bursts. It happens in the quiet, repeated actions that no one sees but everyone eventually notices. The beautiful thing about discipline is that it compounds. One small act of self-control today builds confidence for tomorrow. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove that your word is solid. That builds trust. And when you trust yourself, you stop negotiating with excuses. You stop bargaining with failure. You stop asking, "Can I do this?" And you start declaring, "I will do this." That shift is not loud or flashy. It's quiet, but it is life-altering. Discipline makes you magnetic because people sense when someone is in control of themselves. And nothing is more powerful than a person who owns their choices. Here's the truth. You will want to quit. You will want to cut corners. You will want to break the rules you set for yourself. And in those moments, discipline will feel heavy. But that's when you must remember pain is temporary, regret is permanent. Skipping one workout, delaying one call, abandoning one habit, it doesn't feel like much in the moment. But stack enough of those moments together, and suddenly you're living the life you swore you'd escape. Discipline is what stops that spiral before it begins. It keeps you aligned. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you honest. So over the next 90 days, discipline must become your weapon. When your body screams, rest, discipline whispers, rise. When your mind says, later, discipline commands, no. And when the world doubts you, discipline proves them wrong, day after day, action after action. That's how legacies are built. Not through wishes, but through work. If you can master discipline for 90 days, you can master it for a lifetime. And a lifetime of discipline is a lifetime of freedom. This is where excuses die. This is where habits are born. This is where you choose not just who you are, but who you are becoming. 90 days of discipline will not just change your routine, it will change your identity. Discipline is not your prison. Discipline is your power. Energy is everything. It is your currency, your fuel, your life force. Yet most people spend it recklessly, pouring it into people, places, and distractions that give nothing back. You wouldn't hand your credit card to a stranger and say, "Take what you want." But every time you give your time, your focus, your emotional strength to things that don't serve you, that's exactly what you're doing. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's survival. Without it, you have nothing left to build the life you're chasing. With it, you become unstoppable. Here's the mistake so many make: they believe time management is the key to success. It's not. Energy management is. You can have all the hours in the day, but if your energy is drained, those hours are worthless. What's the point of sitting at your desk for 10 hours if your mind is foggy and your spirit is exhausted? Protecting your energy means being ruthless about what you consume, what you watch, what you listen to, who you allow into your space. Every input shapes your output. And if your inputs are toxic, your results will be too. People will test your boundaries. They will drain you with drama, with negativity, with conversations that go nowhere. And if you allow it, you'll find yourself carrying weight that was never yours to begin with. Protecting your energy is about saying no without guilt. It's about cutting ties with people who constantly take and never give. It's about recognizing when something or someone leaves you lighter versus when they leave you empty. Protecting your energy requires courage because it often means walking away from comfort, from old habits, even from relationships you've outgrown. But the cost of holding on is far greater than the pain of letting go. Distractions are another thief of energy. Social media, endless scrolling, meaningless comparisons. These are traps designed to steal your focus. Every notification, every scroll, every wasted minute chips away at the power you could have poured into creating, learning, or building. Protecting your energy means setting boundaries with technology. It means choosing creation over consumption. It means asking yourself every single day, is this feeding me or is it draining me? When you start filtering your choices through that question, your life transforms. You reclaim your focus, and with focus comes momentum. Energy protection isn't just about subtraction. It's also about addition. It's about filling yourself with what restores you. Movement, sleep, nourishing food, deep conversations, time in silence. These are not luxuries, they are necessities. Too many people wait until burnout hits before they realize this. But if you proactively guard and recharge your energy, you operate from overflow instead of survival. You stop showing up half empty and start showing up fully alive. That's when your creativity peaks, your resilience sharpens, your decisions become clearer. Protecting your energy doesn't just make you stronger, it makes everything around you stronger too. So over the next 90 days, I want you to make one commitment: treat your energy like gold. Don't spend it where it's not valued. Don't waste it where it's not respected. Don't scatter it across things that don't matter. Pour it into the vision you're building, the people who uplift you, the actions that fuel your future. Because when your energy is intact, you can endure anything. But when it's drained, even the smallest obstacle feels impossible. Guard it fiercely. Honor it daily. Protect it without apology. These 90 days are not just about doing more. They're about being more. And you cannot be more if you are drained, distracted, and depleted. Protect your energy like it is sacred, because it is. Energy is your currency, your shield, your weapon. Protect it, and nothing can stop you. Comfort zones are seductive. They whisper promises of safety, of ease, of predictability. But here's the truth: comfort is the enemy of growth. Every breakthrough you admire in others was born in discomfort. Every transformation you crave demands that you step into the fire of the unknown. You cannot become extraordinary while clinging to the ordinary. If you want to rise, you have to do the things that make your palms sweat, your heart race, your mind question if you're ready. And you do them anyway. That's what uncomfortable action looks like. Most people wait until they feel ready. That's a lie. Readiness never comes. If you wait until you're ready, you will wait your entire life. Growth doesn't come when conditions are perfect. It comes when you move despite the chaos, despite the fear, despite the doubt screaming in your head. Think about every pivotal moment in your life, the ones that changed everything. Were you fully prepared? Or did you leap uncertain and figure it out along the way? That's the formula. Progress doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards courage in motion. Uncomfortable action is a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. On day one, it might feel terrifying to speak up in a meeting, to post that idea, to approach that person, to start that project. But on day 30, it's no longer impossible. It's your new baseline. By day 90, you'll be chasing even bigger risks because your capacity has expanded. That's the gift of discomfort. It stretches you. And once you stretch, you never go back to the smaller version of yourself. You can't. Here's what no one tells you. Discomfort is not a signal to stop. It's a signal you're on the right path. That pit in your stomach, that shaky voice, that doubt that makes you question everything. Those are signs that you're stepping into new territory. And new territory is where transformation happens. If you're too comfortable, you're stagnant. If you're too safe, you're stuck. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it robs you of the future you deserve. Discomfort feels painful in the moment, but it pays you back with growth, strength, and resilience that last a lifetime. For the next 90 days, your job is simply do one thing every single day that scares you. Send that message. Launch that idea. Take that risk. Walk into that room. Ask that question. Start that workout. Every day, one uncomfortable action. Stack those days, and you will not just change your life. You will change your identity. Because identity is built by action. And the person you're becoming is shaped not by what you dream of doing, but by what you actually do when fear shows up. So don't run from discomfort. Run toward it. Seek it. Make it your ally. Because discomfort is proof that you are expanding. It's proof that you are not settling. It's proof that you are alive and moving towards something bigger than yourself. The next 90 days are not about playing it safe. They are about playing it bold. They are about trading what if for I did. They are about stepping into the version of you that only emerges when you are willing to be uncomfortable every single day. Fear will whisper, doubt will linger, discomfort will press against you. But those are not enemies. They are signs. Signs that you are exactly where you need to be. The next 90 days belong to those who choose courage over comfort. Be that person. Take the action, feel the discomfort, and let it make you unstoppable. The world will test you. It will question you. It will whisper doubts into your ear and sometimes shout them to your face. And if you are not anchored in self-belief, you will collapse under the weight of it all. Relentless self-belief is not about arrogance. It is about survival. It is the foundation you stand on when the ground around you shakes. It is the voice that says, I will find a way, when everything else screams, you can't. Without it, you'll always depend on others to validate you. With it, you become unshakable. Every great achiever has faced rejection, failure, and ridicule. What separates them from those who give up is not luck. It is self-belief. Think about it. People laughed at inventions before they changed the world. They doubted visionaries until their visions became reality. No one believed in them until they believed in themselves so loudly, so relentlessly, that the world had no choice but to catch up. That's the fire you need to build inside yourself. Not a quiet hope, but a relentless certainty. A certainty that even if you fall, you will rise. Even if you fail, you will learn. Even if they doubt you, you will prove them wrong. But belief doesn't just appear. It's built. It's forged in the decisions you make every day. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you add a brick to the wall of confidence. Every time you show up when it's hard, you add another. And eventually, you build a fortress of self. Belief so strong that nothing external can tear it down. The next 90 days are not just about habits or discipline. They are about proving to yourself, again and again, that you can trust yourself. Because confidence is not born from words. It's born from evidence. And you create that evidence daily. Of course, the loudest enemy of belief is your own inner critic. That voice that says you're not enough, not ready, not worthy. But here's the truth, that voice is not fact. It's fear. And fear only has power when you give it the microphone. Replace it. Replace I can't with watch me. Replace what if I fail with what if I rise. Speak power into your own life even when you don't feel it yet. Words are not just sounds. They're instructions to your brain. When you speak belief, you begin to live it. And when you live it, the world can't ignore it. Here's the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. No mentor, no partner, no opportunity will magically hand you the life you want. Self-belief is the engine that drives you forward when no one else is clapping, when no spotlight is shining, when no validation is coming. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are working. The real test is when everything feels like it's falling apart. That's when relentless self-belief matters most. It carries you through storms. It keeps you building when others quit. It reminds you that your destiny is bigger than your circumstances. So for the next 90 days, make a vow. You will not shrink. You will not apologize for your ambition. You will not beg for approval. You will move with a certainty that makes people stop and notice. You will stand tall even when no one else stands with you. You will choose to believe in yourself so fiercely that doubt has no room to breathe. Because the moment you decide to back yourself without hesitation, the world begins to bend in your favor. Relentless self-belief is not optional. It is everything. It is your shield, your fire, your weapon. Believe so deeply that no rejection, no failure, no voice can silence you. The next 90 days will test you, but your belief will carry you. And when the world says, you can't, your answer will always be, watch me. Excuses are seductive. They sound logical, they feel comforting, and they give you a way out when things get hard. But let's be real, excuses have never changed a life, never built a legacy, never paid a single bill. Results do. Results are the difference between wishing and winning, between dreaming and doing.